Couple of days ago, I have shared a tutorial regarding how to animate without any experience. So in that video, I have shared how people animate generally who don't have any experience or who did not learn through any of the resources. They have tried to learn by their self. And today in this video, I'm going to share you the exact way of doing the animation in a film, or we can call it as the professional animation. So if you are an animator, even if you have learned from anywhere or if you haven't, this is the actual process how you have to animate every shot. Every shot you have, everything you have to animate. This is the process. You have to go through this process in all the animation shots. So let's start this video and understand how to animate it professionally. So if you can see this screen, we have the Spider-Man model in our software, and here we have a reference video. So if I play the video, this is the animation happening. So this is the animation shot. We are not going to animate this totally, but I will share you the points how you have to start and how will you finish the shot so that it will appear similar to the shot, not exactly the same. Generally, every beginner or fresher tries to copy every frame. Now what they do is they go to first frame, create this pose, they go here, they again create another pose, they again go ahead, create another pose. That way they create multiple poses, and if you see their timeline, they are all jammed up. And now in our shot, we are going to discuss the steps, right? It's not necessary to animate, because if I animate this shot, it will take hours, and I hope you would not want to get bored by looking at 2-3 hours of the tutorial. So it's about understanding the concept, not copying exactly. Okay, so here is a reference. For any animation shot, you will have a reference. Now in this case, we have a reference of the Spider-Man shot, and we have a Spider-Man model here. Now on the timeline, if I go and see here in the viewport, so this is our perspective view and this is our camera view. Okay, in camera you have to match the camera. Whatever animation shot you do, if you have a reference, the camera angle should match. Then only you will understand what is the pose exactly, because when you change the camera earlier also, and I've shared in this in my post as well, that you have to always remember about the camera. Camera is a very important thing in the animation. If you change the camera, the meaning of the shot can change and all your animation can go to waste. So here it might not look proper, like it might not look that he is in the right place, but you have to see it in the camera whether he is jumping exactly to our reference. So now we have a reference, here we have a shot. What I have done is, and what you have to do as well, find out the key poses from the shot. So if you have a reference, find out the key poses. Don't hit random poses. Now to understand the key poses, exactly what is a key pose, I will create another video for showing you what is a key pose in detail, right? In this video, just remember this key pose is the main pose, or very important poses, the storytelling poses, what we say, those are the key poses. So now what we will do is we'll say and create this pose. Yes, I've created the same pose here, right? Now we will see that what is the next main pose. Now the Spider-Man is in the air, he is coming on the roof. So what is happening here? He is landing. Here he is just about to land, okay? And here he is landing. So when he is about to land, we will consider it as a key pose, because at that time, it will just be reaching the ground. What I've done is, so the same way, when you come to our shot, right, I have created a pose when he's just about to land. And if you see this pose in silhouette, it will look correct, right? All the hands are visible, the head is visible, the legs are visible. You can see the pose in this as well, right? If I do it black and white, that is what we call a silhouette. So every time you have to look, whenever you do any action scene, or even if you do any acting shot, always remember to see it in a silhouette. The pose should appear properly in a silhouette. Now this might happen that these hands can go here and it might intersect, and you can only see one hand. Then that would not be a correct pose in terms of animation. So here we have, right? He's just about to land. This is the next key pose we had. And then we moved on to here. Here is the key pose, means when he landed, when the Spider-Man landed, here you can see in this pose that he is just about to run. So wherever you convey a story or a message in the pose, that is your key pose. Now he was about to land, right? In this pose, you can see that he is about to land. So that is a storytelling pose. Again, in the 11th, he is about to run. Okay. Now he is about to run. So there is some problem with the pose which was created earlier. So he is about to run. The body will lean little bit forward. Okay. Now, right? So when you do this thing, the audience perceives that the Spider-Man is going to run now. Because when you also run, when you go for a competition, when you hear on your mouth, get set and go, you take the position of running, right? So here is the position of running. And this is the key pose. Now again, we'll move forward. Now he is running and you can see he is looking here. So now he is just about to jump from here to in the air. So then what we can do is here we can create this pose. This is the anticipation pose. So he is collecting all power in this pose and he will jump later on. So here you can see here he is jumping here. So next pose from here, after this pose, it will be this pose when he's just left the ground, right? So first what you have to do is whenever you have a reference, you have to do the key poses. Don't do it straight ahead animation. Don't keep on animating. Just find out the key poses and create the key poses. So what will happen is if that is a moving or action shot, right? So in this case, the character is running and the camera is animating. So when you do the key poses, it becomes easy for you to understand the timing and the spacing. So you don't need to animate and take this character again after one pose from here to here, from here to here, right? So when you can start and end, when you have the start and end pose, then you have to only do is the animation in between of those two poses. And that's the actual way of doing the animation. Now, here in the reference, this is the thing. This is what we can create because now he will do the hand thing, right? Yes. Now he's doing the hand thing. So before doing the hand thing, now this can be the pose. And then this can be another pose. So now you can understand that he has opened his hands and he is about to do this swing. Now this thing can remain the same until he moves into some another action. So now he is starting to run on the wall. So that can be another pose and these will be the different poses of running, right? All these, each leg you have to create it, or you can, what you can do is do here one pose and then when he's just about to jump again from the wall, you can have this pose and again you can have this pose. Okay, so this way what will happen is when you see your blocking, when you see all your key poses, Maya will automatically take the in-betweens, right? By default. That's okay for beginning. You will understand that the character is going properly. He is traveling from here to here. He's running, he's jumping. Everything you can see it properly in those key poses. And then what you have to do is then again you have to come here in your reference and see it. So this is the process of actually doing the animation in a professional way, right? So first you have to do the blocking. That means whatever references you collect, you have to find out the key poses. What is the main pose, and then do the key pose on a particular frame according to your timeline or the action, the sound you are having, right? And then do the in betweens. Then what will happen here in between this? What will be the pose? That way. Then again, you have to do the breakdowns. So that way, what happens is at the very first, at the beginning, when your key poses are strong, when your blocking is strong, then you don't need to worry about your animation. Then everything will work out properly. You don't even need to worry about the timing thing, because if blocking has the proper timing, and then if you do the proper poses in your in betweens and the breakdowns, then automatically it will happen, right? So the software will automatically do this thing, and you have to adjust the curves about the motion I shared in the last video, right? The grease pencil tool. You can create the pose, you can draw the pose through that tool, and you can see it whether the transition is happening properly or not. So this is the way of doing animation. And in the next video, I'm going to share you in deep about what is a key pose. I will properly explain you about the key pose, and we can also call it as a storytelling pose. So stay tuned for that video. And if you haven't subscribed my YouTube channel, do subscribe my YouTube channel for learning animation in the professional way, right? So I will see you in the next video. This is Naresh Chaudhary, India's first fashion animator mentor. Take care.